Welcome back to the VHS Club YouTube channel. It's been a while, but we're glad to be back with a new video. How you guys been doing? Hopefully, well. Today we'll be dealing with an Airsoft AKM variant, AKMS by E&L, the Essential line model. This is a budget line different from the preceding Gen 2. We won't be talking about the internal parts of the gun since we're going to strictly focus on its appearance. Our goal is to make the gun look more aesthetically pleasing. Just by utilizing simple and cost-effective methods, we'll show you how to get rid of certain visual imperfections and significantly improve the gun's appearance. Before we dive into that, here's a brief history recap. AKMS is one of the most recognized AK variants and also the main variant of the AKM rifle. AKMS saw use in virtually every large Cold War conflict. Its simplicity, reliability, and effectiveness made it the ideal choice for various armed forces across the world. E&L's Essential line model of AKMS uses the gas tube cover and handguard made out of real wood, even though the genuine rifle used those made out of laminated wood. As far as we know, Bulgarian AK variants also used real wood furniture. If you know which AK variants use such furniture, make sure to let us know in the comment section below. Since we're dealing with just an automatic electric gun, the pistol grip used on it is a cheaply made brown colored plastic one. It looks out of place and significantly differs from the genuine one. It's too bulky. The original one is obviously slimmer. The genuine 60s AKMS rifles had wooden pistol grips. Even though in our case it's a quote-unquote bakelite one, it will do since rifles with bakelite grips were also in use. Combat footage from some of the Cold War conflicts actually features such variants. With the recap out of the way, let's start working on the gun. First of all, we need to remove the gas tube cover, the handguard, and the pistol grip. By the way, take a look at the fairly decent handguard from a Gen 2 line model. You can see that the handguard, just like the genuine one, is made out of laminated wood. Even though we won't be able to make the one from our gun look just like it, we'll make sure it's more aesthetically pleasing, as mentioned at the start of the video. Let's move on to working on the wooden parts of the furniture. We'll need sandpaper of different grits, coarse grit one for the initial pass, and a fine one to smooth out the surface. Afterwards, we'll be staining the wood with a solvent-based wood stain. We recommend using a solvent-based one because it is effectively absorbed by wood and dries quickly. If such a variant proves hard to find, you can easily use some other ones. We'll also need a maple color varnish. This is the closest to the genuine material used on AK furniture. If by any chance you know what material was used on Ishmash, let us know in the comments. Regular dishwashing sponge will do just fine for applying wood stain and varnish. However, don't forget to use nitrile or latex gloves. You wouldn't want to leave your hands unprotected. Firstly, we're going to remove the factory coating from the wood. Coarse grit sandpaper is the ideal choice here, so you won't have to go beyond just sanding out the visible defects and leveling the surface. The next step is going to be to apply wood stain. Soak a part of the sponge in it and apply evenly throughout the surface, avoiding drips. Since we're finished with the handguard for now, we're going to let it dry and move on to the gas tube cover. Repeat the same steps. After the stain dries completely, the resulting color may appear too dark. To brighten it up a little, let's sand down the surface just a tad with a fine grit sandpaper. This is going to accentuate the contours and the handguard bulges. Now to the most critical step, applying varnish. Varnish needs to be applied quickly and carefully, otherwise it may coat unevenly. To apply the varnish, we're going to use the sponge again. Even so, a white paintbrush would do fine as well. Let's start varnishing the gas tube cover as it's a smaller part to see if we can actually apply the varnish properly. Then we're going to varnish the handguard using the same principle, evenly applying it throughout the surface with a thin coat. As for the pistol grip, let's grab a piece we literally found in a dumpster. It appears that it had even been painted by the previous owner. We're going to use the grip as an example that even with a crappy piece like this, you can imitate bakelite effectively. Unlike the Fakelite technique we showed in our previous video, this method is much more effective. The results with this method are much closer to the look of the genuine Bakelite. Besides that, the coating is kinda more durable. We've been experimenting with various methods for more than a year now to achieve even greater results, so we're happy to share the improved method with y'all. To achieve the desired look, we're first going to apply a base coating and seal imperfections from the shoddy job done by the former owner. Then, we're going to replicate a Bakelite characteristic pattern by using alcohol ink. The common selection of items for working with alcohol ink is going to look like this: acrylic paint for the base coat, a set of stiff brushes, alcohol prep pads for the greasing, matte acrylic clear coat, and obviously the alcohol ink itself. In our case, orange, ochre, and brown. Let's start by sanding down some of the old paint from the grip, as we want to make sure that the surface is fair and also roughened up enough for a better adhesion of the new paint. No need to get rid of the old paint completely in this case. We're applying the cherry color acrylic paint as the base coat. Original grips were of different shades, going from somewhat pink to dark brown, so don't be shy to experiment. The most important thing here is applying a thin and even coat to give the grip the right shade. And now it's time to apply a matte acrylic clear coat, just to make the overall coating last longer. Note that we'll be applying the ink in multiple layers. The first one is going to be for toning down the base color. As you can see, we're starting with applying orange ink. After it dries, the color of the grip is going to look deeper. Applying orange to the cherry provides the characteristic red-brown combination in this case. To make the color even deeper and genuine, so to speak, we're going to use ochre and brown ink next. It should be noted that ink by other manufacturers in these two colors may be named differently. Ochre is applied as the second layer. We're applying the ink somewhat chaotically since we want to create a Bakelite characteristic pattern. It can be dots, thin lines, imitation of a wood grain pattern, random strokes. Lastly, we're applying brown ink to make it all look a bit more detailed, and the color itself characteristically deep and rich. Applying different inks in multiple layers is what allows us to make the grip look as close as possible to an original Bakelite one. Now that the ink has dried, the color and the pattern we created are just what we wanted to achieve. Let's give the piece another coat of clear coat, again for the better longevity of the overall coating. And here's the final result. Prettied up wood furniture and a nice looking bakelite pistol grip. Now let's put the parts back on the gun and compare the new look of our handguard to that of a Gen 2 one. Looks almost as good, and close enough. If there's no way for you to get the original furniture or the expensive parts from LCT, this video is definitely for you. We've made this Airsoft AKMS look much closer to the original. However, let's go one step further and attach a genuine AK sling to our bad boy. These are easy to find actually, and they're quite inexpensive. And even if you can't find one, you can always get a replica. All that is going to make your AK look good enough for LARPing and reenactment events, and is a cool piece to hang on your wall. Stay tuned to our channel as we already have more content on the way. In case you have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Dismissed, soldiers!